Manga-Waido.
My father was weak, and he often had health problems. I don't remember much about my father because I was very young, but I just remember that he was kind and I loved him. But when I was 3, he got sick and passed away. Yuki, from today on, this is your new father. Soon after, my mother remarried. I think my father treated me well in the beginning. My attitude towards the marriage changed after my sister Haruka was born.
Haruka is so cute!
Haruka is so cute, just like her daddy. Mom, I drew a picture. Oh. As a child, I felt the difference in the love my parents poured onto me. I could only watch from the corner of the room as my younger sister was loved by both of them. It was uncomfortable for me to be the only one who was treated ill. Haruka's still a baby, and I'm her big sister. In a little while, she will be a kind mom again. I spent my days telling myself. But the situation didn't change. In fact, it only got worse. Yay! Santa Claus is here! I wonder what it is! Birthday and Christmas presents for me were crude. Well, Haruka got expensive things like games and toys. One time, I was sent out in the rain, alone, to do the shopping because Haruka caught a cold. I live in a reasonably rural area, and even the nearest supermarket is a 2-hour round trip by a child's foot. There was a storm on the way home, and although I managed to get home with the help of a stranger on the way, the next day I got a fever and had to stay in bed. I kept living like that, and finally I was in high school. I was in a high school where part-time jobs were allowed, so I worked part-time to earn pocket money. But even then, I had to give half of it to my father for living expenses. Dad, I want these clothes.
Alright, Haruka's cute, so I'll buy you anything you want.
Yay! As usual, my parents bought anything for Haruka. Haruka, who was selfish, had high self-esteem, so she was always full of confidence. Look! I got scouted on the street!
Wow, that's amazing!
I've actually always wanted to be a model. Unlike my sister, I'm cute, so I think I'm suited for it. The 3 of them got so excited. Eventually, she auditioned later and passed audition. But to her surprise, the monthly lesson fee was 100,000 yen. They also had to make various other initial investments, such as affiliation fees and profile fees, and were even forced to buy beauty products when they passed the audition. But she wasn't able to make her debut even after many months. By the time our parents realized it was a scam, the agency had disappeared. Honey, another reminder.
Damn it, why are we in this mess?
We can't pay back 2 million all of a sudden. What are we gonna do with this debt?
Well, listen, I have a good idea.
A few days later, when I came home from school, my mother greeted me with a smile. We have a visitor for you today. A visitor? I was pushed along and entered the living room when I saw my father and 2 men I had never seen before sitting together.
Oh, you must be Yuki.
Come on, say hello. He's your future husband. What? Not understanding why there was a sudden talk of a marriage, the 2 men introduced themselves.
Hello, I'm Takahiko Tamiya, your future husband.
I am Takahiko's father. Wow, I heard you were 17 years old, but you look even younger in your uniform.
Yuki-san, you're very pretty.
The Tomiya family were a well-known landowner around here everybody knew about. The man I'm supposedly marrying is the landowner's son. Mom! Dad! Marriage all of a sudden. Explain to me what's going on.
Yuki, come here for a minute.
Once I was let out in the hallway and started talking, my father returned to his usual cold expression.
You don't know this because you're living so carefree, but we have Dad. If we don't do something, our whole family could end up on the streets. But we'll get by with the money they're giving us for the wedding. Listen, this marriage is gonna save our family.
Does that mean you're selling me for debt?
You got a bad mouth. Anyway, I won't forgive you if you do anything to break the deal.
I was speechless at the way I was treated.
Sorry to keep you waiting. No problem.
Am I really going to be this man's wife? Looking again, the landowner's son is a big, disheveled man with a lot of sweat soaking from his ripped shirt. It's over. If I refuse now, maybe I can break it off. But even if I did refuse, what would happen to me? Surely my parents would treat me even worse. And on top of that, the debt problem wasn't going away. So we might actually end up on the streets like my father said. Either way, it's hell. So it'd be better to just go along with it and leave this house.
Now that we've come to an agreement, why don't you move in together starting today? If you have a place to earn money, you can drop out of high school.
Right? If they have a place to live, that would be better. Fine. I'll go. They made me pack the bare minimum of luggage and put me in a chauffeur-driven car. Passing through the magnificent gate and past the large main house, we proceeded further through the spacious grounds and saw a newer house.
This house was built last year in anticipation of Takahiko's marriage. I thought he would find a partner by the time the house was built, but I didn't expect it to take this long. Well then, off you two go.
Well, shall we go inside?
Okay. I was urged to enter the house. It's really just the two of us now. I braced myself.
Yuki-san?
Yes?
I'm sorry for making you do this all of a sudden. By the way, we won't make you quit school, so just keep living how you normally would.
What?
Oh, right, now that you'll be living here, I'll have to give you a tour of the house.
Then, after a brief tour of the house, I was shown to a neat room that had been prepared for me.
This is your room. You can lock the door from the inside, so don't worry. If it worries you, I could have the locks changed next time. Well, I'm going to bed. Good night.
Good night. What is he trying to do? Is he trying to be nice to me at first so he can take me to rock bottom and toy with me later? But whatever happens, the bed, it's so warm. I fell asleep with a strangely peaceful feeling. And the next day, and the day after that, not only did Takahiko-san not touch me, but we barely spoke. Then, I thought I would be made to do housework like a housekeeper. But we were to do our own housework separately. Me being here or not, it's no different. What does he want to do when we get married? As for me, I'm thankful, but I'm curious. I waited for Takahiko-san to come home to have a talk.
You're still awake, huh? What's wrong?
I realized after spending a few days in this house, but Takahiko-san, you're avoiding me, aren't you? Why is that? What is the purpose of this marriage? When I questioned him, Takahiko scratched his head apologetically.
You're right, it must be weird. I'm sorry, I'll explain it properly. This marriage proposal was brought to me by your parents, but it's not like I want to marry you.
What do you mean?
The truth is, I've known for a while that you've been treated badly, so I wanted to help you. You may not remember, but years ago I saw you on a shopping trip on a day of heavy rain, and I felt sorry for you that you were still being treated the same way you were back then.
Heavy rain? Could it be? That was when I was in elementary school. I was sent shopping in the middle of a typhoon since my sister caught a cold. What should I do? Finally got here.
What's wrong? Are you lost?
I came to shop, but I lost some money. Mom's gonna be mad if I don't get the groceries.
Shopping? Alone on a typhoon day like this? You're still in elementary school, right?
I can't help it. I'm the older sister. I have to put up with it.
You seem to have your reasons. Are you sure your other siblings aren't the only ones being favoured? For example, you're the only one who doesn't get to have the things you want.
What? How do you know that?
I do it. I'm the same. That's why I run away from home on rainy days. I help with your groceries. At least let me do these.
But are you sure?
That's okay. We're two strangers in a similar situation.
Thank you. I'm Yuki Mikami. And you?
I'm Takahiko. Nice to meet you.
And after that, the guy in a school uniform paid for my groceries and even gave me a cab ride home. How was you back then, Takahiko-san? I'm sorry, you look so different from back then.
You're right. I gained a lot of weight, so...
Can we continue the conversation we had that time? About you being treated badly too?
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but my mother hated me. Always comparing me behind me back to me brother, making me the only outcast. She did some horrible things to me that I can't even put into words. My father noticed this and they had a huge fight. Eventually, my father gave up on my mother and when she took my brother and left, that was the end of it.
Oh my gosh.
Enough about me. Anyway, I never thought I'd see you again like this, but I'm glad I could help you. I just wanted to get you away from those parents, so you don't have to marry me. You don't have to do anything about the house, and although it's a bit lonely, you can leave any time you want if you have somewhere to go. We were originally going to stay in a de facto marriage until graduation.
Can't believe that someone cares so much about me. I was so moved. I didn't know what to say except... Thank you. I could only bow my head. Of course, I didn't leave the house. On the contrary, I took the initiative to take care of the house and to actively engage in conversation. The more I got to know him, the kinder Takahiko-san was, and he would often compliment me. Takahiko-san is not a bad person. If this person, I might be able to start my life over. Just as I was thinking that, I received a sudden phone call from those parents.
Please, I need to borrow money. Your mother got sick and I need to pay a large sum for a surgery. Her life is in danger if she doesn't go through surgery, please.
What? All of a sudden, how much do you need?
$1 million?
I hate everyone in my family, including my mother. But when their life is in danger, I want to give them a hand. Maybe my father-in-law or Takahiko-san would give us some money if we ask. Still, $1 million is a lot of money. I have to ask, just to be sure. Which hospital? What kind of surgery? What's the name of the disease?
What? At the Central Hospital, the name of the disease, is, what was it again?
My worries were wasted. Do you think I'm such an ignorant child that you can fool me with such blatant lie? Don't ever contact me again!
Wait, what about the money?
There's no way I'm transferring it! And I hung up the phone. I guess he was surprised at my first big show of a defiance, and he didn't call again. But one day, about 2 months later, her father called again.
Please, I need to borrow some money. I had a bad accident the other day, and the other driver ended up being the Yakuza. He wants $1.5 million for repairs, medical bills, and compensation. I can't run away now that I've already written a statement of intent, please.
Can't believe he's using the same tactics again. Does he think people are ATMs? I tried to hang up the phone in disgust, but this time he was more persistent.
I'm sorry about the other day, but this time it's the truth. If you don't lend me the money, we'll be out on the streets.
If you're gonna lie, come up with a better one. Bye.
Wait, can't you listen to your parents?
Parents? You treated me like an outcast all the time and come crying when you're in trouble. Do you have any idea how I've been feeling? I hope you at least end up on the streets. Although that's probably a lie too. If it was me previously, maybe I would have lent him money. But now it's different. I have Takahiko-san, who accepts me. So I'm not afraid anymore, no matter what my father says. He was still saying something, but I hung up the phone. He tried calling again and again after that, but I ignored them all. Then the calls just stopped coming. I happened to pass by my parents' house a while later. My parents' house was already vacant. According to the rumors I heard from the neighbors, the accident with the Yakuza cars was true. My parents who couldn't repay the loan quit their jobs and moved out of the house, and no one knows where they went after that. I wonder if they managed to escape. Meanwhile, our life is going well. As the months went by, we've gotten closer gradually, and now I'm completely in love with Takahiko-san. Took the initiative to improve his eating habits, and we started running together in the mornings. And within a year or so, he lost a lot of weight. I knew it.
What?
No, nothing. Just as I thought. Takahiko-san was a well-built, good-looking guy without the weight. Everything went according to plan. A few years later, became husband and wife. My relationship with my father-in-law is good, and we are living a life without any inconvenience. This marriage, which I thought was the beginning of a tragedy, turned out to be a happy one, because it was with Takahiko. My second life, filled with hope, has just begun. From now on, I would like to repay my gratitude to Takahiko.